Well, actually, I mean, this is a perfect segue because as long as you're talking about, non-binary issues and people who are way more confident than they should be appearing on video, I'm wondering, have you guys seen Jordan Peterson's latest video missive from the ethers of his mind palace or whatever
No.
rehab facility he's
I don't
fucking
keep
locked
up.
in?
We haven't talked on the phone in months. Me and Jordan.
This isn't a new one. This is not the Elliott Page one. His new one was advice to Muslims, which is like, okay, first of all, the idea that this guy's giving anyone advice at this period in time is like, okay, look, when the 12 rules for life came out, like if you needed like a guy to tell you to clean your room, okay, fine, you can accept that advice and move on with it. Everything that's happened to him since then, and the fact that he can't stop fucking crying on camera, is like giving advice to like normal like Canadian and American teenagers is one thing, but now he has advice for the Muslim world.
Have you ever met a Muslim pillhead? I rest my case.
I do like the idea though that like again
some.
his entire thesis was that like women are like dragon chaos demons, and it's like okay, fair, but then he didn't see that the call was coming inside of the house. And like his daughter was the main like his downfall. It's very Shakespearean.
Like King Lear or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's wailing upon the moor, just like King Lear.
Well, that like the Chaos Dragon stuff, like compared to what he's doing now, seems like pretty normal. Like what he's doing now, the Muslim video is like one of the most harebrained things I've ever seen him do.
Okay, give me the rundown.
If you haven't watched. Yeah. If you haven't watched the advice to Muslims video, it's very short, but his advice to Muslims were for Sunnis and Shiites to find pen pals on the sort of across sectarian lines and begin just sort of like a correspondence with one another. And then once you bridge that gap, they can expand their pen pals to Christians and Jews. And this is how.
That's so sweet. I can't even get that.
It's a very sweet notion for like a fifth grader to have. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of those like Upworthy things where it's like, this fifth grader found a way to bridge the gaps between communities.
Well, it's like
except he has the brain of a fifth grader because he did like benzos for a year and didn't eat anything but meat.
Does he think that like no Muslim has ever talked to a Jew? We're probably like out of the Abrahamic religions probably have the most in common with each other. Honestly, I don't know. Like maybe. Yeah. I don't know. We love negotiation.
That's true.
Our dietary, like when we actually both follow our dietary rules, are pretty similar. They can't drink for religious reasons. We can't drink because our stomachs are weak. All right. No, we have I think their concept of God,
hand talking, high volumes.
Tons of hand talking. Our concept of God theologically is very similar to theirs. God isn't like, you don't talk to God if you're a Muslim. There's a guy like thousands of years ago who talked to God, but that was the last one. Same idea.
Well, Jesus Christ is my personal Lord and Savior, and I speak to him every day.
Well, that he was beaten fair and square.
He did lose. He did lose, so I'll give him that. It was a hard L for Jesus.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of wins. We don't have a lot of wins in ancient history. We've been doing good in the last 100 years, but like ancient history, so you got to give us that one. We killed God.
Wait a second. Hard L for Jesus Christ. Yeah, he took the L at Golgotha, but then came back after 3 days. That's a dub. That's going in the dub column for the rest of eternity. And he redeemed all of mankind of their sins. So I'm putting that in that's a big W. That's a W for Christianity.
It's about the finish line. It's not about halftime. Yeah.
It's like boxing records before they were broadcast on TV. Like, who do you... Yeah, sure, Jack Dempsey won 500 fights in a row, if you say so.
Actually, I was I did an event at the Strand bookstore this week for Conor Habib and his new novel, and we were talking about Jordan Peterson, and he pointed out something that I've never realized, but it's hilarious. Are you guys familiar with Jordan Peterson's first book? Is called Maps of Meaning?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And he said he said for a Jungian psychoanalysis like Jordan Peterson to write a book of the title of which is an acronym for mom, and just
shit! Sounds like he should. It sounds like he needs to read a little less Jung and a little more Freud.
But and this is coming off like, I mean, he's been releasing some fire video takes, and the other one was the Elliott Page thing where he compared Elliott Page transitioning to Dr. Mengele and said, "Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who." I just everything he says is just has like the tone and tenor of a guy who's being like kicked into a pit.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I think Juno did kill a baby. No, wait, she gave it up. Never mind. All right, nothing to say up there.
Yeah, Juno's
I don't remember the movie. He was very good in it, but I don't remember it that well. I kind of tuned out because Moldy Peaches stuff.